Hello, welcome back to the start of another weekly vlog. We're actually calling this one a weekend in the life because I am kicking it off a Friday after work. There was a lot going on this week and I just didn't want to kick off the vlog until I had all the details to share with you about our new apartment. I'm so excited to tell you all about our apartment hunting experience and the new apartment that we signed a lease on yesterday. And so once I realized that was happening, I just decided to wait and kick off this vlog until now and kind of call it a weekend in the life. So I'm gonna go through my weekend. I'm probably gonna vlog more this weekend than I normally do on the weekends. I usually kind of let my weekends be a little bit quieter, but I'm gonna show you some of the routines I do on the weekend, maybe some cleaning, basically what happens in my life from when I shut down from work at 5 p.m. on Friday until Sunday evening. Although this Sunday is gonna look a little bit different with the Super Bowl. But anyways, let's go back to talking about the apartment. I'm still just so excited and almost like in shock that we got such a great apartment that we're both so excited to move into. So let me rewind a little bit and let me tell you about the story when I found my first apartment in New York City. So let's rewind 8 years ago. It was the middle of December. It was starting to get cold in New York, but not too cold. My mom came with me. We came in the middle of the week. It was like the week after finals. So it was like December 10th. And she was still working at the time. And she actually traveled to New York a lot for work anyway. So she made it a work trip and we were gonna go look at apartments. And I was looking for a January 1st lease, and that is really normal in New York real estate. New York real estate moves super fast, and it is so normal that it was December 10th, and I was looking for January 1st. I also hired a broker, which is very expensive, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I wanted help. I wanted someone to show me all of the options. I wanted to have somebody that I could say, here are the things I want in an apartment, show me all of my options. In retrospect, I could have gotten away with not doing it with a broker and saved thousands of dollars, but that's what happened. So he started taking me to apartments. And first it was like a shock of what I can get for my money and like, oh my gosh, this is how I'm actually gonna be living and I'm gonna have to sacrifice some of the things I wanted. That was not as much of an issue this time. We knew what we were gonna be able to get for our money. But the market moved so fast and every apartment application that I needed to submit also required a cashier's check. So I went to the bank to get cashier's checks 3 times that week. The first 2 times, by the time I got the cashier's checks from the bank and got the application back to the management company, somebody else had already put down a deposit on the apartment and then they got approved and I lost the apartment. I lost 2 apartments when I first apartment hunted in New York City. It was crazy. Now, my first apartment that I ended up in, I loved it. It was the perfect first apartment, but the process stressed me out so much that I never wanted to move because I never wanted to go through that whole apartment hunting process again. And then when I moved into this apartment, I didn't go through that process. I wasn't looking for apartments. I actually was looking for a friend. So I went to my management company's website, like that was on my old apartment, and was looking at apartments for her and saw this apartment and was like, oh, I want that. I want that apartment. And because it was my management company, I just reached out to them and I was like, hey, can I just transfer like myself from that apartment to this apartment? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. Like, it doesn't matter to them. It's still within their wheelhouse. And so I didn't do the apartment hunting thing the second time. And I hadn't done it in 8 years. And so I had all of these like preconceived notions or just all these expectations that were like what I experienced 8 years ago. And that I was like looking for an apartment 2 months out was ridiculous and never going to happen. And that I wasn't going to find something that I absolutely loved and I was going to have to sacrifice and all these things. So when we were looking at apartments sometime last week, we were just like, we've been doing every couple of days. We were just scrolling through the apps on our phones. And again, now there are so many apps and websites that you can go through and avoid the broker fee. And it's just so much nicer. So anyways, we were scrolling through some of the apps and there were some apartments that had been on the market for a really long time because of just the situation that we're in. Everybody is leaving New York City. Prices are dropping. So there were apartments that seemed great. Like there didn't seem to be anything wrong with them that had been on the market for a long time. And Sam was like, what if we just start looking at them? Like, what if we just start and go look at them? Maybe even though we don't want a lease that starts for another month and a half, really ideally would have been 2 months. Our lease doesn't end until the end of March. But he was like, maybe we just try and go look at those apartments and see, like, start looking. Why not? Like, what does it harm? Do you have plans Sunday? I don't have plans Sunday. Like, let's go look at apartments. So and then I'm like, you give a mouse a cookie kind of person. So once he was like, let's go look at this one apartment, which we didn't even end up seeing that one apartment that started this whole thing because that person bailed on us, which is just so funny. The one apartment that started our whole Sunday plan, we didn't even end up seeing. But we ended up booking 4 different brokers, but some of the brokers had more than one apartment to show us once we told them kind of what we were looking for. But we had 4 different appointments on Sunday to go see apartments. And I was going into it not necessarily thinking we were going to be able to get something, because again, it was 2 months from what we were looking for a lease start date. At a minimum, it was 6 weeks away. Like March 15th was the earliest lease start date, and we were going apartment hunting on January 31st. And I just thought, there's no way. So we go look at apartments. We ended up seeing, I think, 7 or 8 apartments that day between all the different brokers. And some of them were like immediate no's, like this isn't gonna work for whatever one reason or the other. One was just way too small. One, I just couldn't do 4 flights of stairs. One was decent, but it was more than what we really wanted to pay. And like, there were some options, and there were some things that we were considering, but to be honest, at first, there weren't really any that we were like, no, we need that apartment. We need to sign it right now. And then, so we came home, and then after we were home, maybe for like 15 minutes, we both kind of looked at each other and we were like, yeah, but what about that first one? What's wrong? What's holding us back? And to be honest, the only thing I think that was slightly holding us back is the rent is slightly higher than what we pay here. And we thought that we were going to be able to get what we wanted without having to pay more, which again, that's just never the case. In New York City, like, you're gonna have to sacrifice on something, whether it's location, number of flights of stairs, amenities, or rent cost. And so I think at first we were like, we don't want to pay more in rent. But we also this week canceled our gym membership to Equinox that we have hardly used because we signed up a year ago last week, which is just crazy. But we canceled our Equinox membership, and the amount of the rent increase was less than what we were getting back from taking the Equinox membership out of our budgets. So like, we could definitely afford this slightly more expensive apartment. And we were like, let's do it. And we hadn't actually told that broker yet about what we wanted was March 15th. So we reached out to him and we said, hey, we didn't mention this to you because we weren't sure about this apartment fitting in our budget, but we really want a March 15th lease. If you can make that happen, we'll put down a deposit today. And he was like, yep, I can make that happen. And so we met up with him safely, obviously, and put down a deposit, and the apartment it wasn't ours yet. We put the deposit down so that we were first in line to have the option for the apartment. So then it was the process of gathering all of our documents, you know, our tax returns, our bank statements, all of the things that we have to give them in order for them to approve us for the apartment. So we submitted that, and then we got approved. And so we got an apartment, and it's now officially our apartment. The lease starts on March 15th, but we are gonna move in Friday the 19th. You have to move in Monday through Friday. So we're gonna move in that Friday and then have that whole weekend to get settled. And then we actually have a whole nother week to come back and take care of this apartment, clean it, get everything situated, and return the keys. So it's beautiful. I don't have a video to share with you, but I am gonna pop up a couple of pictures of some of my favorite spots in the new apartment. So the first one I'm gonna pop up here is of the kitchen. The kitchen is beautiful. It's a corner kitchen. It's got a ton of beautiful cabinet space. The sink has one of those like faucet hoses where you can pull it out and clean that way. It's still a small sink without a garbage disposal, New York City, but the kitchen has a dishwasher and a wine fridge, which is just one of those like random things that I'm excited to have. Obviously that wasn't even on the radar, but I'm not going to complain about it, that's for sure. The other room that I'm really excited about is the bathroom. The bathroom is much bigger than our current bathroom, and it is so bright. Just the lights that they have in there and the tile that they've chosen, it's so bright. And it has a washer and dryer in unit, which in New York City is very, very rare. I know when I asked a couple months ago on Instagram about your deal breakers for apartments, and so many people were like, well, washer and dryer in unit is a must have. And I am like, in most cities, it's pretty common and normal. In New York, it's not, especially in walk-up buildings and not high rises. And so that's just an amazing perk that's going to change our quality of life, obviously. And then the last room I'm going to show you is a picture of my office. That is the best part about picking a 3-bedroom apartment, is that we each get our own office and our own space to decorate and make our own. And so this is the one that I am going to be using. It actually has 2 windows in it, so the lighting is pretty good. On the right window over in the corner, I'm going to get a cat tree for Charlie. I'm debating between a cat tree or like cat ledges that go up that wall. I measured a lot when we went back down there and put the deposit in, but I need to measure that corner a little bit better to decide what I'm gonna do for her in that corner, but that's basically gonna be Charlie's corner. And then I'm gonna put my desk, I'm gonna get an L-shaped desk for the other corner by the other window. So it's great. And now we have started planning for it. So let me show you what I've done for it so far. I started a spreadsheet. I know if you've been around, you're not even remotely surprised. I was tempted to do a notebook. I was tempted to do lists on my iPad. And then I finally just decided that a Google spreadsheet was the best option to organize all my moving stuff. So let me show you what I've got in my Google spreadsheet so far. Okay, so the first tab that I've got here is to do, and then across the top, I've got all of the different weeks. So this is the Monday. Really, a lot of this stuff is gonna happen on the weekends. There's just not a lot of extra time for us during the week to do stuff, but I just decided to label the columns with the Monday. So this was this week. We went ahead, we signed the lease. I ordered some boxes, and then we also ordered a Peloton. Y'all, I'm not gonna go into that in this vlog. I'll talk about it maybe eventually, but I did a lot of research and that's what we're going with. So then I have all the other weeks across here, and I started kind of mapping out some of the things that we need to do each week. But one of the things on next week's list is to actually finish this whole list and get all of this done so that we have a plan for each of the weeks leading up to the move. Then we have a tab that is called to buy. So this tab is all the things that we want to buy for the new apartment that we either don't have or we're not taking with us. And so I've got each column is a different room in the apartment. And then I've got tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 are the things that I want to like make sure that are either delivered here and we're taking them with us, or are delivered within the first week because they're things that we actually need to function, like desks for our offices. I guess the TV mounts actually, they're not necessarily tier 1. Those could probably get moved to tier 2, but the desks are really the big one for tier 1. And then all the stuff that is on tier 2, all the things that we need to get. And then tier 3 so far is just my office and things that I kind of want for my office that don't really fall into tier 1 or tier 2. And then the next tab I have down here is packing. So these are the things that we're gonna pack also by room. So this first section up here is furniture, and this is just so that I can label the things like which furniture piece is gonna go into which room. I bought colored tape from Amazon. I bought 6 different colors so that I can match to all 6 of the rooms. And so the first section is the furniture, and then down here I'm gonna list out the boxes and the box numbers for each room in the apartment, and then what's inside of them. I started brainstorming what's in like the open first box for each of the room, and that's about as far as I got. And then the last tab I have is just general tips. I asked for some tips on Instagram, and I will tell you there were a lot of repeats. I got a lot of very similar tips, super helpful, and I appreciate hearing it over and over again. Obviously lets it sink in that it's a really important tip, but I got a lot of the same tips of, you know, pack by room, declutter before you pack, etc., etc. But I kept that tab in my spreadsheet just in case there are future tips that I hear or read about, just to keep in mind as we're packing. So that's it. Those are the plans we've made so far. I mean, obviously this week was just all about signing the lease and celebrating, and now it is time to get to work 6 weeks from today, and we will be moving. So it's time to start picking out furniture and decluttering. That's a big one that's on my list, is what are we getting rid of? I've already taken 2 full garbage bags to Goodwill this past week. I'm ready. I'm ready to get rid of stuff. Even though we're moving into a bigger space, I'm also ready to have less stuff, if that makes sense. Like this move is coming at the perfect time for that. Like, it's just so much easier to declutter when you are getting out of a space than to just force yourself to do it, especially when we're already in a tight space. And so if I don't finish a project, then we're, you know, in this mess. We're already kind of in this mess. Like, I've got bags and piles everywhere. And once I start having boxes everywhere, it's going to be even more. But I will bring you along for part of the journey. I feel like I got so many messages yesterday that were like, please share the process and please share. I love, you know, packing and moving. And obviously, like, I'm going to share what I think is helpful and valuable, but I'm not gonna film myself packing just like to have footage of me packing, if that makes sense. Like, that just doesn't feel like that's helpful for you. That doesn't feel like it's helpful for me, because I mean, I've talked about this before, but when I film things, I rush through them. If I know the camera's on, I don't take my time. And that has hurt me more on like the planner side of things, when I do stuff on camera and then I rush through it. Even if I know I'm gonna speed it up. I know, like, even if I'm gonna speed it up and add voiceover, like, I still rush through it. So I don't know how much of like the packing I'm gonna film of me actually doing it, because I want to take my time and I want to do it thoughtfully. Now, that's my goal for the quarter. It was my Q1 goal, was to pack thoughtfully. So anyways, that's an update on where we're at. I am gonna stay at my desk for a little bit. I actually made myself a cup of decaf coffee, although now that I've been talking for 20 minutes, I don't know how warm it actually is. I did it in this mug that my mom got me for Christmas. It says born to be wild, but only until 9 p.m. I have a couple things I need to get done this afternoon, and so I wanted a little bit of a decaf pick me up. So I'm gonna sit here, get some Plan with Laken stuff done, and then we'll go make dinner. I just got done reading comments on last week's weekly vlog, and there were so many comments that y'all loved seeing Charlie. So I thought I would just show you this cute girl. Oh, I didn't mean to wake you up. Oh, you're just so cute when you're sleeping in the pillows. I'm so interested to see where she's gonna hang out in the new apartment, because, you know, I'm gonna get her a cat tree in my office, but she likes the bed, but then she won't be with anybody. So I don't know where she's gonna hang out during the day. Oh, such a good girl. Also, I think I mentioned this on the live and then somebody took me up on it. Please feel free to always tag me in kitty pictures on Instagram. I love seeing all the cute kitties. I went and sat down at my desk and did a few more things. And I just got up. And look at this. I don't want to go over there and wake her up, so I'm just zooming in. How is that comfortable, kitty? What kind of position are you in? What are you doing? All right, it's time for dinner, and I'm starting with a clean kitchen, which is really nice. Sam just hopped in here and did the lunch and breakfast dishes. I will say, working from home and like being home all the time, we just use a lot more dishes than we used to, and there's just a lot of dishes to do. So I'm glad that he did those, so we're not piling dinner dishes on top of breakfast and lunch dishes. But I don't have that many dishes for dinner because I'm using my favorite handy dandy cookbook, Cook Once, Eat All Week. So this week we are doing week 21, which I actually prepped it on Monday during lunchtime. That is when I got all the prep work done. It was very easy. I picked this week specifically because I knew that the prep work was going to be easy and the meals sounded good. So this week we are working with ground beef, cabbage, and carrots. And again, the prep work was pretty easy. It was mostly just cooking the ground beef and then cutting up a bunch of vegetables. And then this is the recipe that we are making tonight. So we've already done the other two this week. I'll just quickly tell you. So we did the Asian beef lettuce cups. Amazing. Sam said that was probably his favorite recipe so far out of the whole cookbook. I realized I totally forgot to put the sesame seeds on top for garnish. And then we did the Texas beef chili, which was also really good. I think it could have used a little bit of cheese. And then I also felt like it just really didn't have any vegetables except for onions. So I feel like I need to add some kind of vegetable to this dish to make it feel, I just feel like it needs a vegetable, or maybe it needs like a starter salad. Maybe that's what I need to do. But it was delicious. The recipe itself was delicious. And then tonight we are doing Italian wedding soup. So pretty much everything is made. I think the only thing that I have to really like cook before I let the soup sit is the carrots, just so that they get like soft. And then I think everything else is just throwing it all into the pot. Like the meatballs are made, all the vegetables are chopped up, and cooking them. Actually, that's not true. All the vegetables are not chopped up because they had you cut one onion on prep day, and then you're supposed to use half the onion for the soup and half the onion for the chili. And I used all the onion for the chili. So I actually have to cut an onion. I'm probably just gonna use a whole onion. Let me know down in the comments. Do you like onions? We love onions, so I tend to put more than the recipes ask for. So normally when I put leftovers away, I try to put it in serving sized containers because we normally have it for lunch. So it's nice to be able to just take one out and put it in the microwave. Soup is like the only time I don't do that because I just feel like the flavors and everything just works better when I leave it in one container. And we have this one massive container. So, and this is, I don't know, serving sizes are also harder with soup. So putting away dinner, that is the one thing that I will do. And then Sam will come take care of the rest of the dishes. But to be honest, again, there's not that many dishes because of the way the cookbook works. A lot of the prep happened on Sunday or Monday in this case. There's a couple Tupperware containers. That's basically it. And then the cutting board and a couple other things. And then our bowls are actually still out on the coffee table. Right now we eat at the coffee table because it's the only coffee table, or it's the only table in our apartment. But in our new apartment, there's this little corner in the kitchen where we're going to be able to get a little table that we can sit and have dinner at. Let's be honest, there probably will be some times that we go sit at the coffee table and have dinner because we like to sit and watch an episode of something sometimes. But I think it'll be nice to have an option to have a real table in our kitchen. Also, She hasn't moved. She's literally been in that same spot for like 3 hours at this point. She's changed positions multiple times, but she hasn't moved. Are you comfy? Oh, that big yawn. Look at that big yawn. All right, I'm sitting back down at my desk. We've kind of gotten into this groove on Friday nights. First off, one of the things I have realized in the last year is I really like having Friday nights having no plans. I like just going with whatever feels right on Friday nights. Obviously, when things get back to normal, that probably won't always be the case. Like, there will be times that somebody will schedule something on a Friday night, a birthday party. I can't wait to go back to birthday parties. Anyways, but as long as it is within our control of what our weekends look like, I really like having Fridays to just unwind and do whatever it is that we feel like doing that night. And recently, that's been kind of separate. It just happens to be the night that we both separately unwind from the work week. Sam really likes to play video games. I'm not a video game person, so he will usually do that. And I have been just taking a bath and taking a book or two, like, so that I can switch it up in the bath with me. And just, like, that's my Friday night relaxing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But I know that I need to plan out tomorrow before I get in the bath, because once I get out of the bath, I'm exhausted and ready for bed. I'm like relaxed, and I'm not going to sit here and plan tomorrow. So first things first is I am going to plan tomorrow. So I've got my plum paper daily pulled out. I've got my dot markers. I love these things. They make the perfect dots in my planner. And I've got my Sharpie pen, which is my favorite pen for the plum paper planner. And I'm going to get tomorrow all planned out. All right, so I've got Saturday all planned out. We've got a lot going on Saturday, but some of these things are shorter than others. Like, it looks like a lot more than I think it actually is. And then when I'm done with this list, then I will relax and it will be great. And then Sunday, I like planning the whole weekend together. Sometimes I struggle with this. I do like planning the whole weekend at the same time. Basically what I do is I will start by brain dumping all the things I want to get done over the entire weekend, and then I will split it up between Saturday and Sunday. But what I've found is that if I plan Sundays at the same time, then if I don't get something done on Saturday and I want to move it to Sunday, I've already planned Sunday. And I really like when my to-do list is in the order that I actually want to do it in. So what I have been doing is I plan out Sunday on one of these little Post-its. This is from the new Post-it line at Target. I love these. I use them all the time. I guess I didn't realize I'd never had a sticky notepad like that was sticky at the top and had a checklist on it. I just love it. Although this one, because I'm going to transfer it, I probably don't actually need to use the checklist one. But anyways, so now Sunday is all planned. So what I'm going to do is I will stick this on here, and then tomorrow, like afternoon, before it's time to relax, I will check in and actually set up Sunday on the actual planner. Or maybe I won't. If it looks exactly like this, maybe I'll just do it off the sticky note. Now that I've stuck it on there, I'm like, oh, maybe not. I think it's different when it's like a layout. So the one thing about the plum paper, every day has its own page, which is fantastic, but they don't have like a weekly filler page. So the weekends alternate. So like this weekend, they're front to back. And then next weekend, they will be side by side, and like Saturday and Sunday will be right next to each other. I used to think I preferred it this way so I could see the whole weekend, but now that I kind of wait to plan Sunday, honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. But it's just like, now that I flipped it over to the back, I'm like, well, if I don't have to actually plan out Sunday, I might not. The many positions of Charlie. She got that little paw sticking up in the air for it. Oh, she's so cute. All right, so I'm gonna grab my books. I'm gonna grab where did it go? I have so many books. These are fiction books that I need to put notes in a journal for. So these two are ones I actually finished in 2020, but I want to get the notes into a journal because I know that these are the two books that impacted me the most in 2020, FYI. And then Profit First I finished this year, but I need to get those notes into this planner as well. So that's what that stack is for. Haven't scheduled time for this. I don't know when it's going to happen. And then this is my current library stack. I finished Silka's Journey. This is the sequel to The Tattooist of Auschwitz. It's really good. Both of them, to me, the first 75-80% of the book is fantastic. And then it feels like she rushes through the ending. That's how they both felt to me. But I still would highly recommend this book. And then this is another book that I'm reading, Building a Story Brand. But this one I need to take actual, like I can't read it and taking a bath. Like I need to take actual notes. And then these two I just picked up the other day, Start and Finish. I heard him, the author, on a podcast, and so I really wanted to grab his books. And then this is the one I'm going to take with me into the bath. So this is the book club book for Cindy. If you follow Cindy here on YouTube, she is doing a book club, a quarterly book club. She's doing a fiction and a nonfiction. Well, the nonfiction book had like 300 something holds at the New York Public Library, so there was no way I was going to get it, but I got the fiction book. So I'm going to take this one and a fiction. So I'm going to read a little bit of the nonfiction, and then I'm starting a new fiction book since I finished Silka's Journey last night, and this is the first book from the Bridgerton series. This was sent to me from a friend who finished it, and she was like, I'll just pass it on. I've heard that the show is better than the books, and then I've also heard that the second book is better than this book. So, but getting my hands on like the second book and beyond is going to be difficult. So, but I'm still gonna read this first one and then pass it on. Sam's cousin, when I posted on Instagram, saw this and she was like, I really want to read that, so I'm going to send it on to her when I am done. So I'm going to go make some raspberry tea. That's the decaf tea that I've been enjoying in the evenings, and take my books and go enjoy a nice bubble bath. Good morning, happy Saturday. I tried to sleep in this morning, as I do on the weekends. If I don't have plans, I will not set an alarm and let myself sleep as late as I want. But the problem is that on Friday nights, I can't stay up super late. And then even if I sleep a full 9 hours, if I fall asleep by like 9:30 or 10 because I'm just tired on Friday nights, I still get up at like 7 on Saturday mornings. Which is fine. So then I can get my day started early. And what I typically like to do on the weekend mornings is I bring my morning routine into bed with me. So I've shown this before on vlogs, but I keep all of my morning routine stuff in this little basket. So it's got all my books and journals, and I kind of have everything spread out. There's a little tail on the other side of that. But that's one of the reasons I really love to keep everything in my morning routine basket, is so that I can move it to different parts of the apartment when I'm ready to work on it. Obviously right now there aren't a ton of options where I'm going in the apartment, but I think I'm going to keep up with that when we, hi Charlie, when we move, so that I can do my morning routine in different places. I guess I can tell you this while you look at my face and not stare at the basket and Charlie. So I think for the most part, I will likely still continue to do my routine in the living room and just sit on the couch and have that be like the change of scenery. But I'm going to keep the basket in my office so that it's not, like right now it's out in the living room, but I'll keep it in my office and then pull it out into the living room when I do my morning routine during the weekdays. But then I like that flexibility. Say we have company over, well then I will, you know, do it in my office, or like on the weekends when I want to pull it into the bedroom and I want to do it in bed, and then I can do that. So I think as much as, like, as nice as it would be to have it in drawers and kind of organized maybe at my desk or something, I think that having it in the basket gives me that flexibility to move it around wherever I want to do it in the apartment. Maybe I want to do it at the kitchen table eventually. Probably not, but options are nice. All right, I think I've done all I can do sitting here in bed, and it's time to get up and do the things on my list that require me to get out of bed. And there's literally one sip of coffee left. So I'm gonna finish my coffee, I'm gonna take this last sip, and then I'm gonna get up and get moving. Sam already left to go run errands. So typically I like to go grocery shopping. What I've been doing recently, anyways, is grocery shopping during the day on Fridays, like during my lunch hour. But working backwards, I meal plan on Thursdays and make the list on Thursdays. But because Thursday was all about signing the lease in the new apartment, I did not meal plan on Thursday. And then, so then yesterday I was like, well, I'm gonna meal plan and then go to the grocery store. That did not happen. So I was like, I'll meal plan today. And I asked Sam what his day looked like and if he wouldn't mind going to the store today and doing that errand. That's typically mine. It's just, it's one of those things. Not that I like to go to the grocery store, but I like to be in control of the groceries, because sometimes he'll pick something like that I would not have picked. Like I put spaghetti sauce on there, and I'm not super picky, but like he probably won't pick what I would have picked. And I just have to accept that when he is being helpful and doing things related to household tasks, errands, that it's just not going to be the same as when I would do it. Let me know if you can relate. That's something that I'm working on. It is not, if I'm doing more, it's not because he doesn't offer or won't do it. It's because I don't want to let go of the control of doing it. So anyways, he left to go to the grocery store. Let me explain a little bit. So typically on the weekends, what I like to do is Saturday is Plan with Laken related, and I get anything I need to do Plan with Laken related the first couple hours on Saturday. In an ideal world, there's actually weekends that I don't have to do anything on Saturdays, but recently with everything I have had going on and some of the upcoming projects I'm working on, that's just not the case. So first things first, playing with Laken. And then the rest of Saturday is resting, relaxing, doing whatever I want. And then Sunday is for household related things. So no work in terms of playing with Laken work, but it is laundry, cleaning, meal prep, getting our house ready for the week. And so normally I would save laundry for tomorrow, but I have some time constraints on my day tomorrow, which I'll talk about probably tomorrow. And so because we have a laundry room in our building, there's no guarantee that when I go down there with my 4 loads of laundry that I'm gonna be able to do them all right now. Somebody could likely be using one or all of the machines. So I don't wanna risk tomorrow getting messed up because I plan to do my laundry in my time allocated and then I can't because somebody's using the washer and dryer. So I am doing laundry today, even though typically I would like to do that as a Sunday activity. But I'm gonna have to figure out a new laundry routine because our new apartment has laundry in unit. So I don't know that we will ever need to be like a 1 load a day family. I know that's a lot of like, people talk about staying on top of laundry by doing 1 load a day. That is more helpful when you have more than 2 adults in the house. But I think I will do it more regularly because it's in my apartment. It's just gonna be so much easier. So anyways, I'm gonna go get the laundry in and then I'm also gonna work out, which is another thing I don't typically do on the weekends, but I blew off my workouts Thursday and Friday this week. So I am going to put on my workout clothes, get the laundry in the washer, work out. Well, maybe not, because while it's in the washer is shorter. I will say, I think what I'm gonna miss is industrial style washers and dryers because in the laundry room, they are industrial. It's like 20 minutes to wash, 30 minutes to dry. I think, and I don't know this, we'll find out, but I'm pretty sure the ones in our apartment are traditional, which typically take a lot longer. Sam is calling. Oh my gosh, that means something's wrong at the grocery store. Okay, so one of the things I'm making for tomorrow is queso. And so Sam's actually going to 2 grocery stores. We have a Whole Foods in our neighborhood, which honestly with the Amazon Prime stuff and like if you can get it in the 365 generic brand, Whole Foods is actually much more reasonable for, not necessarily for produce, but for everything else. And so that's typically where we've been grocery shopping until our new apartment. I feel like this whole vlog is also me telling you like, here's my life now and here's what it's gonna be in 6 weeks when we move. So we're going to be Trader Joe's regulars again. Now, I used to shop at Trader Joe's pretty regularly because the one that we're gonna be near is the one that's within walking distance of my office. And so what I used to do is I would, one weekday after work, I would walk to Trader Joe's after work, I would shop, and then I would take the bus home all the way back up here. And so I would only get enough to fill 2 bags because it's easy for me to carry and take on the bus. Well, now we live within walking distance of Trader Joe's and I'm so excited. Anyway, so we normally grocery shop at Whole Foods and he is going to go to Whole Foods to get the majority of what we need. But I am making queso tomorrow and so we need Velveeta and Whole Foods does not carry Velveeta. So he is at the other grocery store in our neighborhood called Fairway, which is way overpriced, but they have Velveeta, like brand name Velveeta. And so he was calling to ask how many things of Velveeta he should get. And I'm pretty sure they have the smaller ones. I don't know that we need that much queso for tomorrow, but I told him to go ahead and get 2 and we'll just have an extra one for a future queso if I don't end up making both of them because somehow Velveeta just doesn't go bad because I don't know what it's actually made out of. But anyways, I'm gonna stop using the vlog as an excuse to not get out of this bed and get started with my day. Okay, one more clip before I get out of bed. Oh, look at this cute kitty. This is gonna be a very Charley heavy vlog. Hi. I'll tell you something I won't miss when I don't have to go to a laundry room anymore is people using the laundry room without a mask. Like, it is cozy in there. It's a tight squeeze. And if you are gonna go in there and do your laundry, wear your freaking mask. Like, are you kidding me? I was so annoyed. I went in there to change it from the washer to the dryer and I realized that there was a guy in there putting stuff in the washer that wasn't wearing a mask. And so I didn't have a jacket on, so I didn't want to go back outside. You have to enter from like the street, which is annoying, but even though it's like in the basement, but you have to enter through the street. So I stood in the corner, like far away from him and was gonna wait until he left before I went over there to move my stuff because it's cozy. Like I would have been very close to him, which if he'd had a mask on, I would have just done that. But because he didn't have a mask on, I was like, I'm gonna stand over here in the corner until you're done. And then when he was done putting his stuff in the washer, he went and sat at the table. What? There's a little table in the laundry room if you don't wanna like leave your clothes. To be honest, I always leave my clothes because you have to have a key, so it's only the people in our building. And like, really, if you really want to steal my clothes, like, I can get new clothes. Like, it's not worth me sitting in the laundry room for 20, 30 minutes, especially right now. But then he sat there at the table without his mask on, and I was like, and I'm at this place where I want to say something. Like, I want to say something to people when they aren't wearing a mask, but I also, like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it with some random guy that lives in my building. So anyways, now I'm flustered and annoyed. So the stuff's in the dryer, and so I should do my workout and take the 30 minutes while the stuff's in the dryer to do my workout, but I'm just not ready, and I realize that I haven't had breakfast yet and I'm starving. So I'm actually gonna eat some breakfast, and then when I get the stuff out of the dryer, then I will do my workout, which isn't what I had planned, but it'll work. All right, it is now the evening. We both had a pretty good balance of some rest, some work, some errands and household things today. I feel like it was a really, really good balance of Saturday. And now it's time for dinner. So we're back in the kitchen for a session of cooking with Sam. Last time we did this, he's laughing at the name. There were a lot of comments that you liked this. I would love to know what the value is of sharing kind of like his cooking process. It's always gonna be the wok. And it's likely always going to be out of this cookbook for now until it's, you know, he's comfortable with it, and then he'll probably venture out a little bit. But it is, right now he's cutting up broccoli. I'll show you what we're making tonight. So I'm not making anything. Sam's making it. So he's making this wok seared broccoli. So it's got broccoli, onions, broth, soy sauce, orange juice, which I feel like is a really interesting ingredient. And we actually got an orange to do like fresh squeezed orange juice. And then we are also, by we I mean Sam, is making this one, hoisin chicken. Is there a reason you picked this one, or just because?
We have hoisin sauce.
Because we have hoisin sauce, okay. So this one is onion, bell pepper, chicken, snow peas, hoisin sauce, and we skipped the roasted peanuts. We didn't have any, and that didn't seem like something we needed to buy just for garnish. So the balance of the wok is it's actually a much faster, like dinner gets done much quicker. It cooks faster. That's what I'm trying to say. But there is still all the prep of cutting the vegetables and cutting the meat and getting everything done. So I think I'm going to grab another cutting board and help. He's cutting all the broccoli, and I'm going to cut some of the other vegetables, the onion, the pepper, etc., so that the actual cooking process gets done, because I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
I'm very hungry.
He's very hungry. It's time for dinner. All right, dinner was fantastic, as always. Everything we've made in the wok so far has been really delicious. My favorite was still last week's, which was sesame chicken. I didn't vlog that because we had just gotten back from putting the deposits down in the apartment. It was already late and we were both starving, so we just kind of rushed through it and made it, but it was definitely the best one we've had so far. But again, everything so far has been really delicious. So far we've just done chicken dishes. We thought we would kind of get our feet wet with that, and then we would move on to other types of meat and or vegetables. We've done a couple different things, but so far so good. So we finished up dinner. While we were eating dinner, we watched an episode of that new show on Netflix called Firefly Lane. I didn't even know it was a thing. I saw one random person post about it today on Instagram, but it didn't really even faze me. And then Sam was watching anime on Netflix, and when we sat down to eat dinner, we always sit and watch something while we eat dinner. There's a cat on me. She's just gonna perch there while we chat. Anyways, we always watch something while we eat dinner. We also only have one table in our apartment that's in our living room. So anyways, that's a habit I would like to break, but I'm not worrying about it in this apartment. So we watched the first episode. It was good, like good enough that it hooked us and we want to watch the rest. It's got Katherine Heigl and then the girl that plays Stella in How I Met Your Mother. I don't know what the actress's name is, but that's what I know her as. So yeah, it was good. We'll see how many other episodes we get through tonight. Sam has one more work thing that he's gonna try and wrap up really quickly. So I went ahead and got in bed, and I brought my like tabletop thing. I love this thing for when I need to work on my laptop, or even when I need to work on like a planner in bed. So I am gonna do one more thing on my computer, and then I'm gonna set up my planner for tomorrow, because the plan is slightly changing, at least the order of things that were on Sunday's list. I'm gonna shift a little bit, and then I'm gonna read. I started reading Bridgerton last night, and I got, I don't know, a pretty decent of the way into it. And so I'm gonna keep reading. It's already slightly different from the show. Like there's already differences, so that's interesting. So I'm just gonna lay here and read until Sam is ready to come join me so that we can watch another episode. Meanwhile, this girl, still perched on my legs, just chilling, hanging out. She's gonna be not happy when I need to flip over so I can use my little lap desk. Maybe I'll read for a little bit first until she gets off herself, because she's just so cute and so comfy and soft. Good morning, it is Sunday. I am still trying to finish up my coffee because I shortened my morning routine a little bit because I just have so many things to get done today. Let me take that back. I didn't shorten my actual routine that's in my Routinery app. It's already shortened from the week, but I don't include a reading in my Routinery app because most of the time on the weekends, I put reading in somewhere else. But I do like to read a little bit in the mornings, just enough to finish my coffee, and then I will move on to other stuff. But this morning, I just have so many things that I'm trying to get done before we hang out this afternoon, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. But the first thing that I need to do is get the bed made and get the sheets changed. That's one thing that I love to do on Sundays, is make sure that I put on a fresh set of sheets. Let me know if you can relate to that. So I always try to at least be washing one set of sheets when I do the laundry, and then there's always a clean set of sheets waiting for me when I'm ready to change out the sheets. I don't do the duvet cover every week. I do that one every other week. I don't know if that's how things are supposed to be, but it is such a pain to take that thing off and put it back on that I just don't even want to deal with it. I used to think having a duvet cover was easier because you could take it off and wash it, but I'm almost tempted now to switch to a comforter style and just throw that in the washer. Let me know if you have any thoughts or if you've found that to be any easier. All right, this is the part of the weekly vlog where I am going to highlight and celebrate some Black planner shops for you to check out and shop with to celebrate Black History Month. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out last week's weekly vlog. I talked all about it. The short version is that each week I am going to highlight Black planner shops and give away a $20 gift card to each of the shops. All you have to do to enter is click down at the link in the description box and enter your email. All right. So let's get into it. I actually have 11 shops that I'm sharing today because the first one does not currently have gift cards set up for her shop. So I wanted to feature them separately, and she was kind enough to give us a discount code. So if you want to go check out her shop, you can do so with the discount code. So that shop is Goods on Paper, and she is focused on printables. So she has a ton, when I say, I mean a ton of options for all size planners. And I mean, I'm not good at the sizes. If you've been around, you know that, but from the small ones to the big ones, all the different sizes and tons of different layouts, weekly, daily, special ones. She has a ton of options, some things I had never even thought of before, but the one that jumped out at me the most, y'all know I'm not a big printable because I mean, we have a printer, but it's not a great printer. And I don't do a ring bound system, but the one that jumped out at me that I'm tempted to get to just like print and keep in my plum paper, whether I clip it in or something like that, is the meal planner one. What I really liked about it is it has a section for carbs, protein, and fat. And if you've been following me along with my wellness journey, that's a big portion of why I'm tracking my food, is for those macros. And so I really love that her meal planner incorporates that. So if you want to check out her shop, you can use code Laken21 for 20% off anything in her store. All right, now let's get into the shops that you can win a gift card for. So the first one is the Stationery Muse, and she's got there's a lot of things in her shop. And the one thing that I really want to check out is actually sold out right now. She has a business planner that seems incredible, but it's sold out for 2021. So maybe I will get my hands on it in the future, but there's still a lot of great options in her shop. And the one set of stickers that really jumped out at me were these cute date night stickers, like all these little pairs of things. I just felt like that sticker sheet was just so cute. Okay, the next shop I want to talk about is one that I have mentioned before and shown in hauls, and that is Indie and Ivy Inc. This shop is owned by my friend Shalonda, who also lives here in New York, and she and her daughters are just the cutest, and I love supporting her shop because I know that it supports her and her adorable family. So I love the kits in her shop, and I love that she sells these mini kits, so it has a couple less pages. It's really good for people like me who have a really large sticker collection that they're trying to work through. So when I use a kit from her shop, I can add in other stickers that I already own, and I have a bunch of them, and you'll see them and when I flip through my planner over the next however many months of this year. If you watched my video where I sorted through my yearly kits, I had a couple from her shop that went into my yearly plan. But the one that jumped out at me in her shop when I just looked at it today that I don't have yet is this adorable kit. This color scheme, right up my alley. All right, the next sticker shop I'd never heard of before, and it is called Peep the Bow. And there were a ton of beautiful designed sticker sheets in her shop. I was especially drawn to her kits. I really want to try her kits. I love what she included in them, and there were just so many beautiful options. But the one that immediately jumped out at me that was like, buy me, was this tropical kit. And I don't know if it's just because it's snowing outside and I'm really ready for a tropical vacation and like some time on the beach, but that tropical kit is calling my name. Okay, the next shop is Melanin Eclectic. I think I said that properly. And she had a ton of cute stickers as well. I was really drawn to some of her reading stickers. She had these cute like star stickers where you could rate the books, and they even had half stars. So you could put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, like rating a book. She had a ton of things that I was really drawn to, but the one I want to talk about in the video are these affirmation stickers. If you've been listening to anything I've been talking about the past few months, I love my affirmations. I love every morning writing down I am statements about whether they're true or not, things that I am working on making true. And I love that she has those kinds of things in sticker form, and those are just calling my name. All right, the next shop is Anika Creative. I also just love her name. I just think that's a beautiful name. And she has a ton of these beautiful doll stickers, these hand-drawn doll stickers that I think are gorgeous. But I was really drawn to all of her script stickers. She has lots of script stickers, lots of options. And the one that jumped out at me that was like, you should probably buy this one, is Relax. That's one of the things that I'm trying to do more of this year. And so I thought, how perfect, a sticker that reminds me to do it. All right, the next shop I want to talk about is Simply Me Kish, and she is the doodle queen. Her shop is full of beautiful, hand-drawn, creative doodle stickers. So if that is your vibe, you should check out her shop. If you like the little cute, very, very unique and creative hand-drawn stickers in your planner, that is where you should head. And the one that jumped out at me first were these Trader Joe's shopping stickers. I think I just have Trader Joe's on the brain since our new apartment is close to a Trader Joe's, and I'm so excited to become a regular there. And so I feel like I need these stickers for that. Okay, the next shop is Scripts by LNC, and as you can probably assume by the name of the shop, her shop is full of script stickers. So if you don't like your handwriting, if that is not something that you're excited about having in your planner, and you're the kind of person that likes to have stickers that say everything so you can just have somebody else's handwriting in your planner, this is where you should head. She has so many different script stickers, pretty much any phrase and word you could ever imagine. And of course, I was drawn to the quote stickers. I don't know what it is about me and quote stickers, affirmations, positivity, but those are the stickers from her shop that I was like, yep, I need those. Okay, the next shop I want to talk about is Potty Mouth Planners. I love actually following her on Instagram. She is super, super positive and has this bright aesthetic that I absolutely love, and she is always just very real and herself, and I always admire that. She has a ton of beautiful stickers in her shop. I was really tempted to go with a kit to share in the video, but I decided to go with these drink stickers instead. You're probably not surprised, but I just think these are so cute. I used to have stickers that were kind of similar to this. They were much smaller and not as cute. Like the designs were not as cute, and they were from a shop that years and years ago that no longer exists, so I can't get them anymore. And so I think I need these to replace those, especially because these are much cuter and much more creative and different. Okay, the next shop I want to talk about is Studio Bliss Co. Again, beautiful designs, lots of kits, lots of unique things that I hadn't seen before. And this is the one that I really want, and that is a Black History Month kit. I cannot believe that I did not get one for this year, and I'm kind of like, do I get this one and then kind of retroactive? And no, like, and you have enough sticker kits for 2021, but I am definitely getting this Black History Month kit in her shop for next year. Okay, the last shop that is part of this week's weekly vlog and this week's giveaway is Miriam Poppins. And she, oh my gosh, her stickers are just so beautiful from like a very artistic standpoint. Like her drawings, they're works of art, and they are just, I want to get them blown up and on my wall. Like she has these beautiful combination of women and quotes like all throughout our shops, and you can buy them in like decal size stickers. And I really want to be like, I want to get like 4 of them in print size and print them out and put them up in my office, because they are just so, so, so beautiful. This is the one that jumped out at me first when I was scrolling through her shop, but everything about her design and aesthetic is so beautiful, and it really shows the beauty and power of women and all different types of women, and that's what I love about the options in her shop. All right, those are the shops that I'm featuring this week. Make sure you click the link in my description box to enter to win a $20 gift card to one of those 10 shops. And I have emailed the winners of last week's giveaway, so check your email to see if you won one of the $20 gift cards from last week's giveaway, and we will be back next week with more shops. I have no idea how many. I'm still waiting to hear back from some. It'll be at least 10, but we might end up with way more than last week if I hear back from a couple more shops before the month ends. Look at this girl hiding in the pillows. Look at her. All right, I am about to get settled here on the bed for a session, a breathwork session. So I've tried meditation a number of times in my life and never really been able to get into it. I get very bored. I get bored in yoga. Like I just have a hard time focusing sometimes. Like I just get bored easily. And so I have been tempted by breathwork a number of times, and there is a woman, I almost said girl because when I met her I feel like we were girls when we met. We were actuarial interns at New York Life almost 9 years ago. We met, and she worked as an actuary for years and years, and then finally a couple years ago went off on her own, and she is a full-time holistic breathwork coach. I think that's her title. I will link her website down below if you want to check her out. She does all kinds of amazing programs, and she's done breathwork group sessions in the past, mostly on like the full moon or like very specific things, but never just like a general group session. She always just did one-on-one sessions or like corporate, like through companies. And so when she decided to offer group sessions in February on Sundays, her Instagram handle, by the way, is the Sunday Self. She's very focused on making, like setting up your week on a Sunday and starting your week, your best week on a Sunday. And so she is holding Sunday breathwork sessions every Sunday in February, and it was a really, really good price. And so I thought I would give it a go. I thought I would try it. I'm gonna do it every Sunday for 4 weeks and see how it goes. And if I like it, then I can try and find a way to incorporate it in the future, either with her or something else. And if I don't like it, then oh well, I gave it a go. So I am gonna get myself settled. She said you can either lay on the floor on a yoga mat or on the bed. I think I'm gonna lay on the bed. I need to grab a journal, which I can probably find one of those in my apartment. And what was the other thing? An eye covering. So I need to grab my eyebrow that I will sometimes wear to bed. I haven't been wearing it recently because my Hatch is my alarm clock, is like a sunrise alarm clock. So I don't wear my eyebrow to go to bed, but I still keep it just in case. It's nice for like planes or hotels or, a place where I wasn't using my Hatch, or like this. All right, it was awesome. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. I enjoyed the session. Like, I am glad that I am doing it for the next 3 weeks. Did I still get a little bored? Yes. Were there times that I could totally tell my mind drifting away? In fact, I think I might have dozed off at one point, but I still think that I got a lot out of it. And there were still a lot of things I feel like that I thought about that may not have come up in my thoughts had I not done this session. So I'm glad that I did it. I'm looking forward to the other ones. She did talk about the fact that it is a practice. And so it is something that you work towards and you get better at it and you make it your own. It's like yoga or anything that you practice. So looking forward to the other sessions. Again, I'll leave her link down below if you're interested in checking her out. And I am gonna go ahead and close out this weekly vlog here. We are actually headed over to a friend's house. So if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that we have taken things very seriously, and we did not see really anybody inside without a mask for a very long time. And when we were here in the fall, it was warm enough that we could get away with that. And so we could safely see friends outside and stay 6 feet apart. And it was easy, frankly, to do that. Well, now that it's cold and we're back in New York and we don't have any plans to go home and see family anytime soon, like we are here in New York, we decided that for our mental health, we needed to have at least one other couple that we would spend time with. And so there's a bridesmaid of mine who just moved to New York in the fall, and I'm so thankful that she's here. Her and her now fiance, they just got engaged a few months ago. That is the one couple that we're seeing. They're also both working from home and not seeing anybody else. And so we feel 100% safe having them be our, I think they call it a pod. That was a thing that I heard people who lived in neighborhoods did when everything first happened. We never really did that, but now I'm thankful that we have them, that we can at least have another couple that we can, and let's just be honest, we need other humans. But we love each other and we love spending time together, but it's really nice to interact with other humans. So we're actually heading over there a little bit earlier before the game starts. Dan, that's her fiance, and Sam are gonna play video games, and Jesse and I are gonna talk some wedding stuff. So we're gonna head over there early and hang out with them and then sit and watch the game with them. I think it'll be nice to interact with some other humans, some other creatures that aren't Sam and Charlie. Hi, come here. Come here. Can you say bye, Charlie? Can you ask them to give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button? I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning. You had me as a what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say here? They're not from me. What? Start, sure. Her book, oh my God. Shopped is shopped, really? And if you, and keep your eye out.